Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. Could we have a roll call, please?
City Council Member, Agency Director, Authority Members Hughes Leslie.
Present.
Molly.
Present.
Mann.
Present.
Vice Mayor, Vice Chairman Christ.
Present.
Mayor Chairman Paris is absent. We have a quorum.
Move to excuse Mayor Paris.
I'll second that.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Invocation, David McCoy. David, welcome. Everyone rise, please.
Would you mind joining me in a word of prayer? Heavenly Father, we just thank you so much for the opportunity that we get to gather together and just be in agreement for what we already shared in a couple minutes ago, impacting this community in the most tangible way that you give us the opportunity. First and foremost, we just thank you for this day. It's shining and it's glorious. And we just thank you that as the heavens declare your glory, we as your people have that opportunity to demonstrate that our lives demonstrate the goodness of God. And I just pray, Lord, as we reflect all that you allowed us to accomplish throughout this year as a community, but as well under the leadership here from the council leaders and all those that contribute to all this, we say thank you for the opportunity. Help us not to look too far into the future, but really just be grateful for what you have done today. And then with a grateful heart, Lord, you can't help but to bless those who are grateful for what you're doing and looking for the great opportunities that we can expand and do that. And again, we just entrust this time before you. Give us your wisdom, your understanding, surrender, and kindness towards one another, so that will really infiltrate and be a blessing and a beacon in our community as it was earlier this day. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Jason, before you go off, will you lead us in the pledge? Sure.
Everybody could put their hands over their hearts and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Presentations. Rod?
Good afternoon, Vice Mayor and Council. Today we have the privilege of presenting awards to individuals who helped us with our very first Faith in Blue program, and it was outstanding. Today I'm going to have two of my people from my team come up and do these presentations and tell you a little bit about the Faith in Blue program, and that'll be Christine Mata and Kimberly Doris.
Good afternoon, Vice Mayor and Council. I'm Christine Malta, and I have the privilege of leading out the Services Division of the Lancaster Police Department. We're here today to recognize the contribution of several community leaders and their roles in a recent community building initiative that was a collaborative effort between the Lancaster Police Department, the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, the California Highway Patrol, our local faith-based community, and key community leaders. On October 12th, these organizations and citizens came together for the first Lancaster's first Faith in Blue Peace March and Resource Fair. Faith in Blue is the nation's largest annual collaborative policing initiative with the intention of building meaningful partnerships between law enforcement, local organizations, and residents through connections of faith-based groups. Today, we're proud to acknowledge the dedicated pastors and organizational leaders who've devoted their time to furthering this mission. And I'd like to introduce Kimberly Doris.
Good afternoon, Council. I'm Kimberly Doris, coordinator for the Lancaster Police Department, where I have the privilege of serving as a liaison between law enforcement and faith-based communities. It is an honor to join with you today as we recognize exceptional individuals who have made significant contributions to the betterment of our community and the inaugural Faith in Blue event. I first like to ask Brother Stan Muhammad to join me with the Helper Foundation. On behalf of everyone at the Lancaster Police Department, we extend our heartfelt thanks to you for your unwavering leadership and dedication to assisting others with the Helper Foundation. Your vision and commitment have touched the lives of countless youth and young adults, providing them with guidance, hope, and opportunity. We appreciate you sharing those inspiring words at the event. Thank you. And I'd like to ask everyone who came with the Helper Foundation to please stand. Thank you for being here. Okay, stay with me. And then next, I'd like to ask Pastor Billy Nettles from Hope the Mission to join me. Pastor Billy Nettles, thank you for your outstanding leadership and devoted commitment to serving others at Hope the Mission. Your passion shines through in everything that you do, including your powerful message at the event, and we thank you for that. Round of applause. We have Sarah Havon, preaching and teaching lead at Journey Church. Thank you for your inspirational message at the event. In addition, your unwavering dedication to supporting the Tay youth population at Valley Oasis. It is invaluable to the well-being and future of this valley. We truly appreciate your insight. Thank you. And lastly, Pastor Isaiah Thornton, Acceleration Church AV, if you can join me at this time. We want to express our deepest gratitude for your commitment to serving the youth and communities of the youth of our community. Your dedication to fostering growth, support, and opportunity is truly inspirational. Thank you for such an amazing message at the event. We appreciate you. And I do want to mention we have a few that were not able to join us today: Elder Joe Paul, Pastor Cody Jackson, and Pastor Mike Gonzalez, who made the event a success. So thank you to everyone. How did I forget the certificates? Wow. Okay, here you go.
Lauren, go down and take a picture with him. Rush. Okay, we'll move on to the Housing Authority. Anything from the Housing Authority you'd like to pull for discussion? I need a
No.
motion.
I'll make the motion to approve the consent calendar for the Housing Authority.
Second that.
We have a motion to approve HACC 1 and HACC 2. Let's vote. It's unanimous with Mayor Paris absent. Successor agency. The calendar, anybody have anything? Do you want
Nothing to pull.
Do what?
Nothing to pull.
Nothing to pull? Okay, I need a motion. Second?
I make a motion to approve the successor agency consent calendar as comprised.
Second that.
We have a motion and a second. Let's vote. Motion passes unanimously with Mayor Paris absent. Council. We have no speaker cards? Need a motion?
Before you make a motion, we do have two notes about items number CC 15 and CC 16. CC 16 has an attachment that was not uploaded, so it's there at the dais for your reference and on the back table for the public. It's an agreement that's reflected on the staff report. And CC 15, we're just noting for the record that we received a waiver from one of the interested parties regarding the annexation. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Any questions? Comments? Motion?
I'll make the motion to approve the consent calendar as comprised with the additional two items.
I second that.
We have a motion, second. Let's vote. We have 4 yes votes with Mayor Paris absent.
That's me.
PH1, I'll open the public hearing. We have no speaker cards. Anyone? You want to go through it?
No, we can waive
Then waive it.
the staff report.
Okay, we'll waive the staff report. I'll close the public hearing. Anyone in the audience like to speak on PH1? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution number 24-70.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution 24-70. Let's vote. Public hearing 1 passes with 4 yes votes with Mayor Paris absent. NB1. I think we want to hear this one.
Sorry. All right, before you for consideration this afternoon, Vice Mayor Christ and council members, is an ordinance to repeal and replace Chapter 9.16 of the Lancaster Municipal Code pertaining to curfew, truancy, and loitering by minors, as well as adding Chapter 9.52 to the Lancaster Municipal Code relating to civil penalties for failure to supervise or control minors. These ordinances are a reflection of recent events where we have seen an increase in unsupervised youth congregating in groups of 4 to 10 at various events and at shopping centers throughout the city. This has had an impact disrupting businesses, participating in retail theft, attacking vendors, fighting, and other undesirable and illegal conduct. These two ordinances will allow further enforcement opportunities to ensure that the safety and vitality of the Lancaster community is maintained. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Comments? Motion? My script here shows that it's a public hearing, but it's not.
It is, so we're introducing an ordinance, so we do that at a public hearing. So we are opened, and I've provided the staff report. We can close.
So this should be PH2, correct? If it's a public hearing?
It can be, that it's called an NB versus a PH as long as we provide an opportunity for the public to
I'm
speak.
just asking, should I have opened the public hearing?
Would you please?
I did just do that.
I thought you did.
Okay. Any questions, comments? Close the public hearing? Okay. I'll entertain an introduction to the ordinances.
I make a motion to introduce ordinance number 1123 and to introduce ordinance number 1124.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion second. Let's vote. Taking care of your kid ordinance, NB1 passes.
Unanimously.
NB2, you're still up.
I'm still up. This item is the official canvass and certification of the November 5th, 2024 special election, at which the measure YM was before the electorate. 56,637 valid ballots were cast, 26,705 in favor, 24,468 against. Measure YM passed with 52.19% of the vote. So before you for consideration and approval is a resolution reciting the facts of the election and certifying the results. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Questions, comments, motion?
I'll make the motion to adopt resolution number 24-71, certifying the results for the November special election.
I'll second that.
We have a motion second. Let's vote. Passes with 4 yes votes. NB3, you're still there.
I'm still here. MB3 is before you to introduce ordinance 1122 pertaining to the implementation and collection of reduced transaction and use taxes, and resolution 24- I don't know the number, phasing the implementation of the transactions and use tax increase authorized by AB 2443 and enacted by Measure YM. On November, delaying implementation, and the resolution has a typo because I'm a lawyer, not a mathematician. In sections 2 and 3 of the resolution, it refers to a 1/4 of the 1% transactions and use tax. And then it says IE 0.5 when it should say IE 0.25. So both section 2 and 3 should say 0.25%, because I'm a lawyer, not a mathematician.
Okay. Questions? So just for the record, we're not taking as much as the voters approved.
Correct. We are adopting the amount authorized by the voters and then delaying and deferring the percentage increase.
And those will be delayed in years 28 and 29.
Yes. And at that time, the council can do what it will, but it is delayed until January 1, 2028, for 1/4 of 1%, and till January 1, 2029, for 1/4 of 1%.
So, just to make it clear and on the record, we're delaying 2.25s
Correct.
for 28, 29.
Correct.
And in 28 and 29, if we so desire, we can get rid of them altogether.
You can get rid of them altogether, and you could further delay.
Okay? I'm good. I'll entertain a motion.
I move to introduce ordinance number 1122 and to adopt resolution number 24-72.
I second that.
Let's vote.
One moment. Can resolution 24, whatever it was, be with the correction, because I can't do math, which is the 0.25% reference in sections 2 and 3 of the resolution?
I add that part to my motion as well.
Is the seconder concur?
Second that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's vote. We have 4 yes votes. Okay, joint new business. Jason, that's why you're here.
Vice Mayor Christ, to council members, thank you so much. It is an honor to be here. We did it. And I say we did it because we're excited about what decision you're making today. And I know it pains Mayor Paris to not be here. And I know his health, if his health was cooperating, he would be, because his passion, his vision, his hard work, his effort is all over what you guys are approving today. So I can say that in honor of him, but I know he wishes he was here. So today we are approving what is called First Public Hydrogen Authority, which is a joint powers authority between the City of Industry and the City of Lancaster to broker and bridge the gap between supply of hydrogen and demand for hydrogen. Just background, as you recall, about 3 years ago, your council directed staff to become a hydrogen city. To do that, we're going to do very similar to what we did in the energy space, was to allow for ease of development and job creation for the production of, in energy's case, electrons, in today's case, molecules. And I know Marvin and Trelise have a bet that I will say molecules more than 15 times, so I'm going to stop at 14 when I say molecules. I know.
Okay, let me stop you so I can open the public hearing. Who's ever doing the, need to fix it? Go ahead.
Great. And as we proceeded down that path, Larissa and her team did a great job in rezoning 6,000 acres east side of town to help spur on development of hydrogen and hydrogen production and job creation. We accomplished that goal. There's about 60,000 tons of hydrogen in some point of permitting or development on the east side of town currently. The challenge was, we said, great, we're a hydrogen city now, let's go acquire some hydrogen and start doing hydrogen stuff. The reality is the scale at which the hydrogen is being developed was not equal to the demand at which hydrogen is being requested. And that's not that because the demand wasn't at scale for the size of it, but it was a disaggregated demand. So there was multiple agencies looking for small amounts of hydrogen, not one agency looking for a large amount of hydrogen. So Rex in Rex fashion and council fashion said, let's fix it. And this is what does that to fix the problem. And what it does is the forming of this JPA allows us to aggregate demand from other agencies, transit agencies, port authorities, municipal fleets, and others to acquire hydrogen together. Next slide. Oh, I'm right here. Sorry. And we tell this everywhere, so we obviously start the story with Lancaster and what we have done. Obviously a green leader in energy, now green leader in hydrogen. And we're looking forward to what's next. This Joint Powers Authority is founding members are Industry and Lancaster, but this will be a JPA of multiple agencies. This includes all transit agencies statewide. It will include port authorities statewide and other municipal governments, cities specifically, to power their fleets, as well as potentially off-grid energy sources. Our goal is to set a standard of affordability, accessibility, efficiency, and transparency in the hydrogen market. To do that, Rex has identified board members that he would nominate today that you guys will be appointing. That is, of course, Rex will serve as the chairman of this board. We also have the vice chair going to be a member from the City of Industry. They're appointing that member Thursday at their council meeting. And we have Ara Vasquez, who has a long history, not only in the LA Basin, but as an environmental advocate, as well as engaged in some of the commissions of public works. We have Joel Barton, who is representing industry and labor for us. He was the former business development director for IBEW. We also have Jack Brower, who's a professor at UC Irvine and the director of the National Fuel Cell Laboratory. He's kind of the godfather of hydrogen and kind of the original, he's what they call him an overnight success. It took him 20 years. And then Tanya Peacock, who's the managing director for Eco Engineers and works on a lot of sustainability engineering, things of that nature. So we have an industry board that is both political, professional, academic, as well as administrative. So we've got a really good board, and there's also going to be 7 board members on here. 1 board member will be appointed by the total board. But how it works. So we are First Public Hydrogen Authority as a result of today. We will be in the marketplace, which we already are, acquiring molecules. That's 2. Acquiring molecules to deliver to these off-takers. So that process has already happened where we're out selecting vendors to provide this molecule. Many of those vendors are in Lancaster. And we will aggregate that procurement and then distribute that amongst members. Those members include port authorities, LA ports, Long Beach ports. They are operating heavy equipment, which is gantry cranes and forklifts. They're also operating heavy-duty long-haul trucks, not only for drayage, but also for long-haul drayage as well. We're looking at the vehicle side of it as well. This is transit agencies who are operating buses that are powered by hydrogen. There are 1,000 buses on order currently statewide, and there is not enough fuel to fuel those buses. So we will be providing that for them as well. And last but not least, and I think this is where the real holy grail is, the opportunity lies, is the opportunity to power facilities with off-grid solar, battery, and hydrogen developed in Lancaster so that we can actually provide quick, reliable, affordable energy to new developments, including residential and industrial buildings that we have coming forward. One thing we found in creating this entity is the transit agencies don't want to be in the energy business. The Port Authority doesn't want to be in the energy business. They want to be in the moving cargo business. So we, as this entity, with your leadership, will provide that services with energy. That energy is what cities do on a regular basis, whether it be through their own municipal utilities or through CCAs like we're doing. So we have that experience, knowledge, and then we can make this happen. We plan to do from start to finish, acquiring that molecule, to contracting for that, to delivering it to the customer, to actually fueling vehicles if they need that as a public entity. And the 4 main purposes are: 1, market creation for an aggregated market, which doesn't exist today. Develop new construction. So when this happens, those projects that you guys spent your time and your political capital making happen on the east side of town, when those start getting built, they start hiring residents in Lancaster. They start hiring the union members. They start feeding people on their Thanksgivings and Christmases. We also have the opportunity for behind-the-meter hydrogen development. So we're powering facilities not only off-grid, but behind the meter. And then, of course, off-grid development as well, which is the end goal for it all. But I think what's key too here is the partnerships. Is through this period of time, we've developed partnerships with many transit agencies who are going to be members once we form. Obviously, the City of Industry, who's been a partner. We're looking at other regionally significant cities to venture with us and partner with us. But most importantly is on the council meeting today, you had it on consent, is a partnership agreement with Arches, which is a statewide hydrogen hub, and they are the recipient of $1.2 billion worth of federal grants from the Department of Energy to help not only facilitate the marketplace, which we are doing early, but also to deliver the demand side, which is subsidies for the transit agencies, the ports, to start actually acquiring hydrogen-powered vehicles. So that's key to what our success, and why we like to think we are key to their success. We are working together to try to create this marketplace. The next steps are, 1, approve the JPA today, and then we anticipate having our first board meeting in the middle of January. At that board meeting, we will then identify selected vendors to provide for hydrogen. We will then start accepting members to join the JPA, and we will be off to the races, so to speak, in trying to make it happen. So this is a milestone for us as a group, as a department of your city, but it's also, there's many more milestones that have to be achieved. And again, we couldn't do it without our staff. I'll give them an acknowledgement. Adrian, Ashley, Malik, Paul, Shannon is the adult supervision in the room, so we appreciate her participating as well. Kathy DeFalco, who's here for other things, she's handling the procurement side of it, our procurement person extraordinaire. So we've got a good group of behind us that have done a lot of work, and of course, our mayor leading it, I think, and your council providing the kind of credibility, and I think that's what's key to what we've done here, is we've had credibility over 16 years, not only in energy, but in accomplishments of getting things done. And I think when we go out and communicate what Lancaster's about, they're shocked that we frankly get stuff done. So many people talk about it, and today we're doing it, and I think that's what's going to be key to our success, is not only the collaboration you've had for all the years, the credibility you've provided, the leadership you've provided, but the get stuff done attitude that I guess permeates what we do here at City of Lancaster. So I'm excited to be part of it. Even though you kicked me out, we're doing it. We're making it happen. It's been an enjoyable occasion, and it's not the end of you seeing me, because we're going to have many energy projects together to move forward. So I'm excited about this. We recommend your approval of 1, the Joint Powers Agreement. 2, Rex is nominating those board members we went over. We would like you to appoint those board members. And then 3, the consent calendar, you have already approved the agreement with Arches. So with those 2 things, I would ask that you approve the JPA and appoint those members to the board.
With the JPA, does it have a system on there for alternates?
It does not represent alternates, but there can be.
You're going to fix that?
We can fix that, yes.
Okay. So I need a motion and a second for JNB 1. I don't think he's done.
Yeah, he just got finished addressing.
Okay, I'll close the public hearing. Can we do both?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Make the motion.
I'll make the motion then for JNB 1 and JNB 2. Did you want me to give you all the descriptors?
It can be as stated on the agenda.
Okay, as so stated on the agenda.
As stated by Mr. Molecule.
Indeed.
I told you he'd find his way back.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Let's vote. Passes with 4 yes votes.
Thank you guys very much. More to come.
Thank you. Welcome back. Council reports. Raj? Lauren?
I just wanted to share with the community that I had the pleasure of sitting on Congressman Mike Garcia's last Service Academy nomination panel, and I'm just so happy to report that the Antelope Valley showed up. We had a record-setting amount of students who came to seek the nomination to attend a service academy, and it just really warmed my heart, the fact that we have these young men and women who are going through a rigorous university application, but then on top of that, all the follow-on decisions and sacrifices that they are making. So I was very proud to be from the Antelope Valley, extra proud this weekend, and we'll see in the coming months who actually receives an appointment to the academy.
Well, good. Are you going to talk to Mr. Whitesides to get on his appointment committees? Good. Good job. Ken?
I have nothing.
Okay. No financing, no power authority. City manager.
I have a brief update, and I promise not to say molecule any more than Jason already did. There's nothing about molecules in my update. No, first I wanted to just thank staff. This is the end of the year. We're going into Christmas. They worked really hard this year and accomplished a lot of things. At the next council meeting, we'll have a video of all those accomplishments, and we'll really highlight those. But thank you for all your hard work this year, and enjoy time with your family. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. On that note, we invite the public to come out this Saturday to Magical Boulevard Christmas at 5 o'clock. There will be a tree lighting at 6 p.m. We're looking forward to seeing, 7,000 of our closest friends out there like we do every year, drinking some hot cocoa. Maybe Mr. Molecule can go sit on Santa Claus's lap and get more molecules for Christmas. And then we also have, I wanted to highlight the AVTA food drive, which happens the following Saturday at 10 a.m. over at AVTA. So be giving away bikes and food, and I'm going to try to help with my One Good Arm, hand out food that day. So looking forward to that, and that concludes my update.
Can you update us on how you broke your arm?
I fell snowboarding on Friday with the kids, slipped on some ice and slammed my arm on the ground and broke my arm, and we'll be having surgery on Monday.
See, Bozigian never had these problems with a broken arm.
He was too conservative.
No, he was the water boy for Paraclete, and he never got to do anything. So, okay. City Clerk.
This is the time to address the City Council Agency Authority on non-agendized matters. Speaker cards may be found on the back table of the council chambers. If you have completed one, please ensure that you have placed it in the basket so you may be recognized. Individual speakers are limited to 3 minutes each. Please keep in mind, state law prohibits the council from acting on items not on the agenda, and your matter may be referred to the city manager. Thank you.
Doug McAllister.
Mayor Pro Tem, City Council, my name is Doug McAllister. I'm Vice President of Frontier Communications. I've been here before. I have some good news today. I'm here primarily to thank the Sheriff's Office and Police. Had a massive, massive bust of cable theft. I think it was October 31st, Halloween. And it was, I know in most circles this is not as sexy as taking down a spy or whatever else. But I guarantee you, if you are someone who needs to call 911 or a city that needs power, a hospital that needs connectivity, what they did that night when they took down that very large organization was massive for Homeland Security, massive for security, massive for E911. It was extremely massive, and I believe that, you know, I've been here at least once or twice to bring this matter to your attention. I think it's only fair I come back and say thanks for that effort. We had not had another theft of copper cable since then until last night, and so I'm extremely confident that these folks on both sides of me here, the folks that provide service and security for your folks, will find those folks. We understand that whoever did it knew what they were doing, so maybe you already have an idea. I have a feeling. But anyway, I just wanted to come and say thanks. We're still working on this statewide and trying to make some gains on that, but your law enforcement has really set the bar for how to respond to this thing, and I just want to say thank you to them. And that's all I have today.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your comments. Okay, for adjournment, it says, ladies and gentlemen, as we close today's meeting, we do so in solemn remembrance of Jack Miller, a cherished member of our community. Jack brought joy, companionship to many through his table tennis classes at Sergeant Steve Owens Memorial Park. A beloved father, friend, mentor, Jack's warmth and creativity touched all who knew him. We extend our deepest sympathies to those families during this difficult time. Thank you, Jack, for the light you brought into